Tonight, on our final episode of Real, we explore the dangers that young drivers are faced with on our roads. And then we'll leave you hooked as we delve into the underground world of body suspension.
I can't believe we're at our last bunch of docos.
I know, it's been really good though.
Isn't it?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
How are you? Good.
So, we've been watching all these docos over the last couple of weeks, everyone from the old class coming in, having a bit of a chat. It's been a great little reunion
Yeah,
and such.
cool.
So, if you're ready, we're cool to check out your doco right now.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
Beautiful.
I've been lucky so far.
You know, thought I was a pretty cool driver.
I don't consider myself a bad driver. Not going to happen to me.
I'm heading towards school, making a right-hand turn.
The first time I lost my licence was 3 years ago. I shouldn't have been surprised that it happened.
When I got caught, I was going 141 k's, so I was 31 k's over the limit.
I wasn't even thinking about how quick I was going. I oversteered into the gate. It was a real shock when it happened.
It was in my mate's new car that he'd just gotten, and thought we'd give it a go, see how fast we could get it going. I saw flashing lights in the background, and yeah, pulled over at Macca's, and it was the cops, and wasn't a good feeling, but I got away with just losing my licence for a month, so, and 4 points gone as well. Yeah, at the end of the day, Mum was more angry that I forgot to empty the dishwasher than when I told her that I lost my licence. She kind of said, "You're an idiot," and she actually thought I wouldn't last this long with my licence.
I was driving home from a party on the Saturday morning. I was just running late for football and I got a little bit lost, and I was reading the mowers as I was driving, so I was completely oblivious to the speed signs on the road. Got pulled over by the police, and then I think I was 26 kilometres over the limit, which meant I lost my licence for a month and lost 4 demerit points.
The car hit us from the left-hand side as I was turning right and made us spin around 360 degrees. The passenger next to me, she had slipped out of her seatbelt, and because of that she broke her back. When you're having an accident, everything goes really slowly, and like I remember looking over at my friend and just slowly watching the car like crumble in, and there was glass and everything, but it felt like an hour. It probably was just a couple of seconds.
Been a paramedic for 22 years and I'm on the mobile intensive care ambulances for 14 years, nearly 15. When there's young people involved, they unfortunately often have driven at higher speeds, so there's a greater potential for injury, life-threatening injuries. So I suppose I just hope that they've been sensible and it's a low-speed accident, and hopefully they're not going to be too badly injured. It's a much higher percentage of males involved in car accidents than females. As to the cause of that, I think, in my opinion, I think girls mature much earlier than boys and they're far more sensible, whereas we've all done it, but young fellas just think they're invincible and bulletproof and, don't think of the consequences, just do things. When you're treating somebody who's young, especially if they've got critical injuries or there's somebody deceased, I always sort of think that, it's a wasted life. They haven't sort of been able to fulfil their potential. And especially now that since becoming a parent, I find that far more distressing.
I've been a police officer for 11 years. Obviously, when you go to an accident with young people in it, you don't want it to be a fatality. Obviously, you don't want to have to go around to a young person's house and tell the parents that their son or daughter have been killed in a car crash. Last year, 13% of road licence holders on the road in Victoria were young people. However, 23% of drivers that were killed last year were young people. So obviously there is an overrepresentation of young people as road trauma victims.
I've been a driving instructor for 20 years. A minority of drivers are the bad apples. Most young drivers are fantastic on the road. Male drivers tend to like to do spin the wheels, lose control, fishtail, whereas females, they will tend to want to speed a little bit more than the male drivers. Well, I believe that they should be really educating pre-learner drivers, the 14 and 15-year-olds. Go to schools, explain to them this is what's going to happen, and if they're going to do silly things on the road, this is what will happen. Some of the schools have actually done road safety in their schools. The Seymour High School here, I did the Seymour High School program for 10 years. 2 years ago it was cut back because of government funding. See, the TAC, they waste so much money on their ad campaigns, which are effective, but for parents. Young drivers don't look at that.
The TAC ads are targeted towards the general community, but young people can be obviously take a bit out of the TAC ads as they are confronting, and they target problem areas that we have on the roads.
I'd only had my licence for a couple of months, so I guess I hadn't really taken a lot of notice of them. I mean, you know, you sort of knew about them.
If you walked into a high school right now and asked everyone what was the current ad campaign about, most people wouldn't be able to tell you.
It doesn't really stick in your mind or anything like that too long after you've seen the ad.
You can't put old heads on young shoulders or wise heads on young shoulders, and it's just more just trying to get people to think of think about their actions, think of the consequences, slow down.
And the road toll's higher this year than it was last year, so if that's how you're going to measure the success of the TAC ads, then they're not working properly, are they?
I learned through experience about you know, the message got to me through experience rather than anything as ad campaigns or anything. You know, losing my licence, not having it, and yeah, a lot of people they won't make it that far. They'll be speeding and they'll be unfortunate enough to have an accident, and that'll be it for them.
Every time you jump into a car, there's a chance you could run into a tree and die, and people don't even think about that. I don't think about it. People don't want to think about it.
I used to drive around with lots of people in the car, and you know, you sort of cram an extra person on. It wouldn't matter if they had a seatbelt on or not, or if they could sort of string one over their arm, that was okay.
I always love to test out the speed of a car, see how fast the car could get, see if we hit the speed limiter and stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't really known as a hoon before I lost my licence or anything like that. When I did speed, it was kind of mainly when I was by myself. And
definitely now, like, you know, I never leave the driveway unless everyone's got their seatbelt on, and just a lot more cautious. I don't mind saying to someone now, like, hey, we'll grab a taxi, or it doesn't matter if we have to do an extra trip.
The first time I drove after I got my licence back, it was pretty nerve-wracking. Every car that I'd see, I'd be thinking it was a cop, so I was pretty paranoid. Yeah, it's definitely changed the way I drive.
The first thing you think is, if I have another accident in the next couple of weeks, people might think I'm such a terrible driver. And you don't want that.
Sometimes I'll still speed and stuff, I guess, and you know, there's always the chance to get pulled over, but I'm nowhere near as dumb and naive as I was back then.
One of the worst car accidents, I think he was about 15 or 16, took his mum's car out without them knowing, picked up his friends, lost control, hit a tree, and unfortunately the three people that were in the back seat ended up dying, and now he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life.
That was really good, Nat. Really good. Thanks. What message were you hoping to get out from your documentary?
Basically just for people to sort of think about the way that they do drive on the roads and sort of reconsider their behaviour and that sort of thing. And as well, I think that it's really important that people know that young drivers are learning from experience rather than any messages or education that they see on television or something like that. And I think people really need to realise that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you? Did you change your driving based on the doco?
I did actually. It was after we almost had a car accident while we were shooting out the car window. So after that I was kind of changed the way that I drive, a bit more cautious. So yeah.
Well, hopefully others who watch it take the same advice.
I hope so. I hope so.
Thank you very much for coming and sharing with us.
Yeah, happy to see
Thank
you.
You too. See you guys.
Later.
Amazing doco.
And the camera work
Oh,
is fantastic.
beautiful.
Yeah, really.
And now here's Olivia.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
You've seen Nat as you ran in?
I did. It was nice to pop in, say hello.
Very good.
All right, well, let's check out your bad boy.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoy the whole mind over matter part of it, where you take your mind away from what's actually happening and people going through pain and getting past it.
I think everybody has a different reason why they want to try and suspend. Not everybody can succeed in doing it, but if your heart's in the right place and your head's in the right place, you will be able to do it. For some, it's they might be feeling a little bit low in their life and they need to conquer something. And once you've suspended, you can pretty much do anything. I fell into the I want to give it a try category. I'd been suspending people for a while and hadn't had the opportunity myself to get suspended, and then that opportunity arose and I took it because I figured I need to know what the people I'm working with are experiencing.
I'm sure it does. How are you going? You've seen me.
Listen, I've got hardly any of our weight.
You can't, Pete?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you sure?
I'm breathing well, look.
You are? Good man.
Yeah, I'm relaxed. You've got all your weight on the hooks now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Please don't go, please don't go. Please.
I'm not going to go, but I'm just going to... See, look. Just go up a tiny bit.
Doing really, really well. That's the girl.
Breathe.
That's right.
Breathe. That looks about right. Now you can lie down.
I don't do this every day anymore,
I know. Neither do I. That sounded good, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? What did he say? He wanted right to left or left?
You want to start here, yeah? Yeah, he wants to go bang, 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 bang.
That's the way I start.
And he yells a lot too.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right, Jack, whenever you're ready, take a nice deep breath in and we'll do it on the exhale. All right.
And out. Yeah, he's got it back like fucking leather. Go hard, go hard, go hard. There you go. Told you he yells a lot. Jesus, wept.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, that kind of blows your theory out, doesn't it?
Oh, right, the fucking bob's ass.
I never really look at it as though I'm hurting somebody. I always feel
No.
like I'm fulfilling their dream.
Yeah, that's right.
This is time.
It's a fluffy, airy thing.
This is the first time I've actually thought, hey, I'm actually hurting somebody.
Yeah, well, the third one, I kind of went push and it hit something like steel. Fucking get in there.
It's all part of a journey for me. The suspension thing is just a journey. Many years ago, I, as a teenager, saw a movie called A Man Called Horse, and in there's a guy called Richard Harris, Pommy actor, and he gets suspended by the Sioux Indians with bones through his chest. And as a kid, I saw that and went, wow, that's like amazing. One day I will do that as a rite of passage to become a man. Yeah, I'm a stubborn fucker. I don't like to fail at anything. If I fail, I have to have a very good reason why I failed. What is my journey is not necessarily, as we know, Damien's journey or anyone else's journey. For me, it's a specific journey. Anyone who wants to go and do this, I would suggest just take it on board and do it for your own reasons.
Suspension is kind of embracing our shadow side in a way, because it's embracing the animalistic and our emotional side, getting away from our intellectual and sterile eyes. Because I was interested in tattoos and piercings, I naturally just came across suspensions as well. I saw a resurrection suspension. Yeah, it's just amazing because it's the arch in the person's back, and I think it was in black and white as well. So I thought it was really pretty.
Damien, I think, has kicked the suspension scene up in Melbourne a decent notch. It wasn't that it was all, every suspension's unique and, every suspension's a show. You get someone like Damien who's come in and just really, really picked it up and ran with it. Like, that stuff's mind-blowing. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it. I asked him if he meditated, and yeah, he said no, just do yoga. Okay. So I wanted to know how he got into that mind frame. Like, how do you get there to do that? What are the chances of it ever ripping? I haven't heard of many ripping, ever. I guess, I know the more you move, the higher chances are of ripping. The more you swing about.
You're a fucking crazy man. We hate you, you're an alien. Now what?
I don't know. What do you reckon?
I don't know, do something else.
Yeah.
Crazy enough? I'll get two of the heaviest people in the room. One can grab your legs and the other one can grab your feet, your hands.
I could try holding someone.
Nah, I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing all right, but...
How are they looking?
They actually look really clean and really good. But yeah, I don't feel confident. Someone light.
Try like a really light person.
All right, anyone in particular?
Anyone?
Hang on a second, give me a second. How do you want to do it?
It's like that. So just pick me up, I guess.
Up. He's going to pick her up. I'll come up, don't worry. All right.
You ready?
Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Oh, great, it works for me. You're a fucking crazy man.
Maybe you go for one more swing around, so we can finish.
Yeah.
So
Let me have your arm. All right, I'm going to Superman you.
Okay. I think it was around maybe suspension number 4 that I started, really swinging around and experimenting with it. I like to try new things and push the boundaries. I enjoy suspending because I'm always trying to make something look pretty as possible. And yeah, it's good fun swinging around as well.
Well done.
Yeah. You're a fucking crazy man.
Always a crowd pleaser.
Oh, fucking
Always
hell.
a crowd pleaser.
It's like you can't do that.
No.
You just can't do that. But you do that. It's like, that's what a gymnast does.
Yeah, yeah.
Not someone from hooks.
Yeah.
When he did that, I was just blown away by that.
My role with the Hangman team is bubble bitching, so I do all the massaging and stuff after the suspension. Bubble bitching is, as it sounds, we're removing the bubbles from the suspendees after they've suspended, so we want to try and get that air out, so we need to push and massage to remove it all. We get bleeders occasionally. I've probably only had 2 or 3 big bleeders.
To be honest with you, I don't feel it. You know, when I'm lying down there and they're cleaning up afterwards, I don't know whether I'm bleeding or not. I hear what they're talking about, and our lovely clean-up girl says, "We got a bleeder," which is fun, you know. But it doesn't worry me. I don't get to see it. I don't get really to feel it.
I mean, I don't mind the blood. Like, even that way, I was sort of like, that's a lot of blood coming out of there. He didn't seem to mind.
Suspension's just one of those things. You either look at it and like it, or you look at it and don't like it. You know, you need to make your mind up for yourself.
It's your journey, and therefore, congratulations to you, you know. Well done. I like that. There's no judgment. It's just get out there and do it.
Oh, that.
Half of it I can't even watch, and I've seen it 2 times. It's so gruesome.
It is brilliant, but yeah, every time it gets me. What made you want to do suspension? Do a doc on suspension?
I think suspensions are just fascinating. Why anyone would want to go through that experience for no reason other than putting yourself there. So I just thought it'd make a good documentary, and
sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and,
did well. And were you hoping to humanise them? Because I think you did that really well. We get to see behind them. Is that your aim?
Definitely. The guy that runs it, Pete, was quite wary of me coming along, so I said, no, it's not about portraying them as in a negative way. It's all about showing that these are human beings that have an interest in something a bit odd and different. So I really tried to look after them when I was editing and speaking with them in interviews. And
Do you want to be a doco filmmaker?
Yeah, I do now after this. This is such a great experience and learning so much about people that you don't usually get to interact with. And that's what documentaries are about, I guess. Like, just experiencing a different world and showing that to everyone.
Well, I think we should raise our glasses to 6 brilliant weeks of La Trobe documentaries.
And hopefully many more.
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That was the final instalment of Real. We hope you enjoyed watching the La Trobe University's Media and Cinema graduating students' documentaries. We look forward to showcasing more remarkable, real stories soon.